Hello and welcome to the Pink in the City podcast. Pink in the City is a breast cancer charity. We are raising awareness and funds and providing information and inspiration. Please share this episode with the world and join us in our mission. And now, let's proceed to today's episode.
Hi, this is Angie Tsakiris. I'm with Pink in the City. And today I have once again, my great friend, Cristina Silva, to join me to talk about the 4 pillars of good health. We're on our second one, right, Cristina? Welcome, first of all, welcome.
Thank you so much, Ange. I'm so happy to be here once again. Thank you so much for the invite. And I'm very excited to move through these 4 pillars of good health. And yes, we are on our second pillar. So just to recap, our 4 pillars of good health was nutrition, activity, relationships, and stress management.
So we talked about exercise and how important it is for us during diagnosis, after diagnosis. And now we're talking about, I'm going to retract my steps. We talked about nutrition and how good it is for our health. Today, we're talking about exercise, rest, and sleep, how also it is valuable for our health as well. How important is exercise for somebody that's for good health?
Well, exercise is imperative, Angie. I mean, not only for someone that is dealing with cancer, but just, generally for our health, for everyone. Exercise is definitely beneficial. Being physically active can improve your brain health. It can manage your weight, reduce the risk of disease. It strengthens the bones and muscles, and it improves the ability to do your everyday activities due to the fact that you get so much more energy.
Do you find that a lot of us lack that in our lives, that we forget that how important it is to exercise? Some people have jobs that are sitting down a lot, and they don't get that time to go for a walk or whatever activity needed be, but we neglect that part of our lives, I believe.
I totally agree. I mean, more and more we have these jobs that require us to be sitting in front of a computer all day long. So it is very important to, get up and move every hour, actually, is what is recommended. Because we can go 2-3 hours easily without moving from our desks. So just to, maybe put a timer or something to just stand up, go to the washroom, go walk around a little bit, get yourself a glass of water, make yourself a tea, just to kind of get, those, your lymphatic system moving and get your blood flowing again. And, they say that sitting is the new smoking. So, we have to definitely be mindful of how long we are sitting. Very important, I find.
Sorry,
yes.
Go ahead.
I mean, exercise delivers, so much benefits, right? And something as simple as going for a walk during lunchtime. So someone that works, like you're saying, regardless if you're working at home or if you're working at the office, just getting that, oxygen and nutrients to your tissues, it really helps the cardiovascular system more efficiently, and it gives your lungs and heart everything it needs to function. And therefore, when your heart and lungs are functioning well, then you get a lot more energy as well. So it is super important to take the time to take those breaks, those walking breaks.
For sure. Do you recommend people that they should exercise more during the day, in the morning, or afternoon, evening? Does that matter? Is that Is that important?
To be very honest, as long as you're getting it in, as long as you're doing it, I think that's the most important, and do what works for you. Everyone is on different schedules. So I definitely recommend, exercise anytime it is convenient for you. So there's not a specific time of day, but I definitely promote daily movement.
Cristina, what do you, how many minutes per day would you suggest for someone to say that, yes, I'm making a difference in my life? Should they exercise an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes? What's the good ratio?
Okay, well, actually, I really, really like this question because it is a question that is often asked. And it's like, am I doing enough? And
Yes.
what is enough, right?
Right.
So the recommended amount for adults is 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week and
Okay.
2 days of muscle strengthening activity.
Okay.
I know that 150 minutes sounds like a lot, but it's not when you actually break it down this way.
Okay.
So 150 minutes would equal a 30-minute of a brisk walk per day, 5 days per week.
That
And
sounds
there's your
reasonable.
Exactly. So when people say, my goodness, 150 minutes per week, that's like way too much. But it's not. It's really, really doable. And it doesn't have to be vigorous exercise, I mean, it can be a brisk walk.
I think it's also your mind frame, because the people that don't exercise, they're probably either they're obviously working, but a lot of people are spending time on their phones, on social media, and they don't realize that they're spending even more time looking through Instagram, Facebook, and at those minutes could they equal or even surpass the minutes they could be doing their exercise.
100%. And some people tell me 30 minutes. What about 20 minutes? Is 20 minutes enough? And I say, you know what? 20 minutes is better than nothing. So if it's 20 minutes that you have to give, do it. Start slow, challenge yourself. Start even with 10 minutes around the block, 20 minutes around the block. I mean, as long as you're moving. And, exercise is like a drug. That once you start, it just becomes like, I need to do this. It makes me feel good. Right. And I need this to be part of my daily, right? So once you start, and then you challenge yourself, it starts very slowly. And the next thing you know, you're doing those 30 minutes, and then you're even surpassing and you're doing an hour. So, I say, when people ask me, is 20 minutes enough? I said, oh yes, it's more than enough. Start there.
Of course. And you know what? For myself, I can just say that it became like a hobby for me and a passion. And I even dress accordingly. And I'm searching for tops or inspirational things to make myself feel better when I do step out of the house and I do go for my run or my walk or whatever. I want the nice running shoes to make my feet feel good. I'm looking for the right tights. So it's putting yourself in the right mind frame and feeling good too, not just exercising, feeling good doing it.
100%. And people tell me, that 30 minutes, do I have to be like running, or do I have to be, doing aerobics exercise and stuff? No. When I speak of 150 minutes per week, that's 30 minutes of a brisk walk 5 times per week.
When you say brisk walk, what does that mean, Cristina? Does it mean fast? Like how fast? What does that mean?
Well, what I mean is that if you are walking with someone, that you can actually hold a conversation, but you're feeling that it's straining a little bit,
Okay.
So the minute you feel that it's straining a little bit, I think that you're really at a good pace at that point, I mean, if you're able to hold a conversation without feeling like, there's no strain, then I think you should increase your pace a little bit, So when I talk about that's basic. But someone that does a little more, like, for example, jogging or running, swimming, biking, playing tennis, basketball. That's a little bit more vigorous when it comes to activity. So at that point, 3 times per week would be sufficient. It doesn't have to be a 5 times per week, So, yeah. And you know what? Walking is sometimes overlooked as a form of exercise. But in my eyes, I think it is the best exercise. You don't have to walk for hours. 30 minutes of a brisk walk 5 days per week is very beneficial for your health.
And you're outdoors. I mean, you're benefiting from breathing fresh air, listening to the nature, seeing the birds, and I believe that also contributes to your health when you're walking, because you can go to the gym. 100%. I've done the gym, going on the treadmill in the winter, but it's not the same thing.
Not at all. Outdoors is just, that energy of everything that's alive around you. I think that penetrates us. And I think that's what, gives us that sense of, well-being. So yeah, definitely being outdoors is amazing.
I see so many more people. I usually run in the morning. I see every age, from elderly to middle age to young, and they're walking and they're taking. And you know what? If you have a dog, you can walk your dog, get your exercise. I've seen people running with their dogs. I mean,
100%. It all depends on your dog, because I have to say I've got a dog, and I do not do my brisk walk with my dog, because dogs like to stop and sniff and do their business, and or bark at other dogs, and no. But so for me, if I'm really focusing on exercise, I definitely don't bring my dog along. But that's my dog. But you're right. There is some animals that just thrive. They thrive on exercise. So they, they'll keep up with you, and it's motivating as well. So yeah, for sure. Use your dog if that's what it takes.
So we don't have to tell people necessarily that, because I'm not a gym person. I don't like going to the gym. I never did. I thought I would like it when I first started. I did a little bit of it, but it's not for me. It's not for everybody. So when we're talking about exercise, people have to think that, oh, I have to go to the gym to exercise? Is there other things besides walking can they do? You're talking about heavy weights or muscular
strength. Yeah, strength training.
Thank you, strength training. So what does that consist of?
Yes. Okay. So do we really need to exercise at the gym? My answer is not really, unless this is what you like to do.
Right.
Some people need that surrounding, surrounding themselves with like-minded people motivates them. And you know what? That's great. If that's what they need. I know my husband's like that. He likes to go to the gym because for him, it fuels him. It gives him that motivation that he needs. His surroundings are like, let's work out. This is serious. So he feels that he's more dedicated to his workout when he's in a gym setting. But that's for him. Exactly. Like you just said, it's not for everyone, right?
No.
So let's talk strength training. So as I said, with that 5 days a week, 30-minute brisk walk, I also recommend, some strength training at least 2 times per week minimum. So strength training is amazing. It builds strong, healthier muscles and bones. It helps develop good posture and relieves back pain. And you'll have also more stability and more balance as well. And this is especially important as we age. So yeah, I mean, strength training could be done at home. You can get yourself a set of weights. You can start with light weights and move up as you get stronger. There's all kinds of videos online today, all kinds of apps that you can subscribe to that are very very efficient and that will help you depending of your strength level and where you are in your workouts. So, and they actually even grow with you. So as you get stronger, things get more difficult, levels get higher, and it's great. So that's also a good option. But in the gym, coming back to what we were saying
Mm-hmm.
about the gym, the benefits of the gym is that you have access to all this equipment, right?
Right.
And there's also trainers that you don't necessarily have access to at home, live trainers, people that can actually help you and just, spot you and make sure that you're doing the exercises properly and stuff. So there's a lot of benefits in joining a gym, but like you said, again, it's not for everyone. You got to find, what will keep you motivated. And if going to the gym is it, I mean, by all means. Today we've got these gyms that are so affordable. So yeah, definitely. But you see, I personally don't go to the gym. But I did set up a little small home gym.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's really nice.
Yeah, just so it gives me that feel, that, okay, this is where business happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do what works for you. Some people work out in their living room, and they form like a little corner where they put their equipment, a little basket, something cute. And yeah, so it's whatever works for you is what I say. So
and strength training, you said you do it twice a week, and do you do it for 30 minutes as well as like you're walking?
Yeah, I would probably dedicate around the same time. Yes, most definitely. A good 20 to 30 minutes of strength training twice a week. Listen, you want to do more than that, this is what is recommended, so, but again, if you want to do more than that, you go according to what is good for you and what feels good for you.
Now we talked about exercise, how important, but how do we motivate ourselves to exercise? That's the hard part, because even for myself, that I've been exercising for a long time, every morning when I wake up, oh God, I don't want to do it, but I have to. I'm eating my breakfast and it's time. And then I just snap into it and I do it. But for somebody that's starting off, how can you help them find a way to learn to find a routine to exercise?
Okay, well, first things first, I'm all about making it fun, so find an activity, a sport that you like. See, I love walking, and when I walk, listening to upbeat music to elevate my pace, or I listen to motivating podcasts. So for me, that works. So I make it fun. I'm not just walking, and some people don't need the music. Some people like to listen to the birds and the wind and the traffic, and that's fine as well. But for me, I like that music. I find it, and especially if you've got that upbeat music, it really gets your pace going. So that for me is fun. So make it fun. Find something that you like to do. Then make it part of your schedule. Make it part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth or washing up and getting dressed and all this stuff that is just automatic to us. So
I like
if you
that.
make
Yeah.
it, if you say this is what I do at this time, it's just going to become part of your daily of who you are. You won't even realize it, but that just like brushing your teeth, right? So I find that's important. And what works for me is, for example, I'll lay out my workout clothes. So when I get up in the morning, it's right there. I'm not going through my drawers.
One less thing to do.
That's right. I'm not thinking, what am I going to wear? And what? So my workout clothes is there and it's waiting for me. So as soon as I get up, I can get dressed. And then as soon as I put on that workout outfit, it kind of gives me that, okay, I need to do this. This is part of my morning routine.
What works for me, that I always just think of when it's over, the feeling that when you arrive home from your exercise, that adrenaline rush that you get when you're done and you're like, you did it. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel so good. There's no words that can explain or describe the
Mm-hmm.
feeling of that moment when you're done.
You're so right. It's like nothing else like it. And that's
No.
why it becomes so addictive, because you love
Exactly.
that feeling, right? It's like,
Right.
I want that. And I want that part of my everyday, right? So,
Right.
and to just keep going through our motivation, little hits, tricks and hints. What I say is join forces with friends, right? Or neighbors. I often walk with neighbors, you know that. I have
Yes.
a few walking buddies in my neighborhood. So that's fun, because I find when you do that, they keep you accountable. On those days, we all have them, that I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm not really up to it today. I'll get the text from my neighbor and say, hey, you want to walk at lunchtime? Or, I can do it this morning. You want to go? And just by getting that text for me is like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going. And
That
many
extra
times,
push.
that's right. Many times I thank them. I say, thank God you text me this morning, because I was really not up to it. So just having, join forces with someone that's going to make you go to the gym, or make you go for that walk, is definitely a good trick.
Well,
And
thank you
another
for
thing
that.
I'd like to
Yeah.
add
Yes,
as
go
well,
ahead.
Ange,
Yeah.
is, like you said before, reward yourself. Like you buy little tops and you buy
Yeah.
little things, so that can be a form, schedule a massage. You say, okay, you know what, after my full week of exercise, or every 2 weeks or every month, you give yourself a massage. You get a massage. You book a massage for yourself, or you buy another piece of gym equipment if you're working out at home. Little things that you need. Workout clothes is also another, little reward that you can do. You buy yourself a nice little new T-shirt or some tights, or you can
It
go a little bit
changes
more.
you.
Yeah.
For me, when I find that a new top or a new pair of tights, I'm there, oh my God, I can't wait to wear this. And then when
Yeah.
I'm running, I feel different too, because
Mm-hmm.
I love the way it feels on me, or even the running shoes, the ones that you suggested, the Hoka. Is it Hoka?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they are so comfortable. It changed my running and actually accelerated my running.
Oh, definitely. Because comfort is super important, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing like aching feet. If you're not comfortable in your shoes, forget about it. You're not going to complete your
No.
workout properly, and also set simple goals, realistic goals. So
Right.
someone that decides, for example, let's say they say, I'm going to start walking and I'm going to do it an hour a day. Listen, if you do that, fantastic. But if you're starting off setting that goal of an hour a day, I think honestly it's a bit much.
Too
So
much.
exactly. So just realistic goals, things that will work for you. And then eventually you can, move things along and move things up a bit. And another thing as well, to finish off our motivation here, is be flexible. So if it happens that you can't do it that morning because it's always been part of your routine,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
don't beat yourself up. The day's not over. Exercise doesn't always have to happen in the morning. So
True.
if you can't do it in the morning, do it in the afternoon,
Yes.
do it in the evening, whatever, it does happen to me many times. I don't always have a set schedule, but for sure I do have a set daily workout, and I can do it anytime during my day, but I know I must do it. And for me, I don't skip corners, because for me, this is part of my health plan. This is my medicine. So
Exactly.
I don't skip my workout. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because then we find excuses, and then they add
exactly.
up, and every day, oh, today I'm tired, tomorrow I have a headache.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a bad habit. That's all it is,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. For
So
sure.
we talked about how exercise is important. Well, how about rest and sleep? Is that as important as exercise?
Oh my goodness.
Because we
How
forget about that.
important, oh yes, how important is rest and sleep? Well, a good sleep is beneficial to your health just as much as exercise. It improves brain function, your mood, and just your general health. Not getting enough sleep
I
regularly
think that's a
has
lot
been.
of people. That's a lot of people that because of their
Mhm,
working hours, uh, or they like to watch TV late at night, they're doing their
mhm,
Netflix, right? I've been guilty
mhm.
about in the summertime, I allow myself more because I don't work, but I pay for it the next day because I don't sleep the hours that I need to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Not getting enough sleep on a regular basis has been shown to raise the risk of many diseases and disorders. So it
Really?
isn't, yes, it is imperative because sleep is it's an essential function that allows your body and your mind to recharge. It's necessary for survival. Have you ever been, without sleep?
Uh,
Have you
in
ever
my
been without
20s when
sleep?
I used to go out, yes.
Exactly.
Not now.
Oh,
I need my sleep.
but also when, remember with our newborns?
Oh, yes. I forget about that. Yes.
Yes,
Yes. I forgot.
exactly. Exactly.
Breastfeeding and yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes. How do you feel? How do you
Oh my
feel?
God. I couldn't, my brain wasn't functioning. I'm forgetting
There you
things.
go.
Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, and exactly. And it affects your mood. So you're cranky, just like a toddler. So,
Yes.
and how much sleep do we need? Well, we need on an
That's a very
average.
good question.
That's right. So we need on an average 7 to 9 hours per night. If you feel like you need more than that, I would definitely talk to your doctor about it because there could be something else underlying there,
But do you believe
So,
people are actually because I'm like more of the 7 hour, but a
mhm.
lot of people are not sleeping 7 to 9 hours. They're sleeping, I hear 5 to 6 hours, and they're doing that for years.
Well, you know what? You have to look at your pattern.
Right.
I mean, if your health is doing well, and if you feel recharged when you get up, and you don't, you're not feeling tired, if you have focus and concentration, if you have good mood, if you have, if all those things are in line, then I would say, your 6 hours, your 7 hours. I mean, if all those things are in line and you feel healthy generally, then that is what is necessary for you, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
But in the long run, someone that is sleeping 4 and 5 hours, I think that in the long run, it does catch up to you. And it has been proven that it does, elevate the risk of developing many different diseases and disorders. So sleep is imperative. I mean, it's necessary for survival. So it's important.
And we forget also because I know I don't do it. Even resting in the afternoons.
Mm.
I know. I think in Europe they're smarter than us. They're capable because I know in Greece, because I'm Greek, they have their siesta in the afternoon and they sleep from 2 to 5.
Oh yes, a lot of the European countries tend to have that pattern. So yeah, definitely allow yourself some rest periods, if you have to. So there's nothing wrong with that. Your body needs it. Listen to your body. If you need to sit down and rest for 10 minutes, read a book, or just close your eyes, breathe, take that time to just rest. It's important.
You
Listen.
know, yeah. We were driving with the girls one day, and there was a man sitting on his porch as I was picking them up from school. He fell asleep on his porch with his feet up, and it was a beautiful afternoon. And I said to the girls, "Look at him. He knows how to live." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"He's sleeping outside in the nature, and he's taking his
Beautiful.
nap." Yeah,
Beautiful. Vitamin D, natural vitamin D. There you go.
exactly.
That's the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. It boosts your immune system. It's wonderful. It's great to do. If you have the chance to do that, a nice little siesta outside on a nice summer day. Oh my goodness. Yes. Obviously, not in, if you can find one of those days that is like 18, 20 degrees and not the days that are 35 degrees.
Yes. But I think
so,
it's underrated. We forget how important, it's as important as exercise, right?
oh my goodness, for sure. It's part of your general health. It really is. It gives a chance your body to recharge, your mind to recharge. It's super important.
I mean, we're always on the go from morning to night, and our bodies, we don't realize they're like a car. They need to be refueled,
yes.
they need to be recharged. And by not doing that, it's like a car, it's going to break down eventually, right?
100%, 100%, most definitely.
And because I know for a fact when I got sick, I was one of those people that I believe that I can do everything. Exercise, go take care of the kids, go to work, and then I overdid it. I don't know if such a thing as overdoing it. I thought I can do everything. And
yeah, because
even though,
you weren't listening.
No, I
listening.
wasn't. No. So even like you said on our last segment, even if you eat everything healthy on the face of the earth, even if you take all your supplements and vitamins, even if you exercise, but if you're not taking care of yourself in other ways, it's not good enough.
Exactly. That's why I call it the 4 pillars.
Yeah.
Because it really is. It's the foundation, right? It's what holds you up. So it's not just nutrition and exercise. There's so many other factors to it, but yes, nutrition and exercise is a big part of it. And activity in general, which includes sleep and rest, is a big part of it. So most definitely. And there's a growing number of studies that have looked at the impact of physical activity on preventing cancer.
I was just going to ask you that question.
And cancer reoccurrence and long-term survival.
Right.
And there's good news, Angie. There's good news.
Tell us.
So the good news is physically active people lower their risk of developing a cancer by 50%.
What?
That's
50%.
right.
50%.
Yes.
I got goosebumps again. Woo.
It's huge. It's huge. It really does impact
Say it again
your
so
health.
People could hear this again. How much percentage?
It's so physically active people lower their risk of developing a cancer by 50%.
50.
That's right.
I mean, it's a no-brainer, right?
Exactly. And cancer survivors have a lower risk as well of developing a recurrence, and it improves their survival compared with those who are inactive. So why not? Why not?
Why not?
Yes, it's huge. So incorporating exercise into your daily has so much benefits in general for someone that is a cancer survivor, or someone that is just wanting to prevent. Prevention is your best protection, right? So
I wish I knew this before. It's never too late, right? Even if you're going through a diagnosis right now and you're listening to this, it's never too late.
Never too late. Never too late. You start slow. Don't overwhelm yourself. Set simple goals, realistic goals, and do it slowly. 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
If they're doing their therapies, we know from firsthand, it's not easy. If you're doing chemo and if you're doing radiation, I know for a fact for myself, when I was doing chemo, my obviously my energy level was not the same.
Oh, most definitely.
No, but even that 5-minute walk or even a 10-minute walk, that itself is helpful as well.
Of course, you start slowly, listen to your body, but as long as you're moving, and it becomes a habit, and then you're going to want to challenge yourself a little more. And there's some days where you're going to feel really good and you're going to be able to do that full half an hour, and there's other days where you might not be up to it, and just 10-15 minutes will be enough. Just keep going. As long as you're moving, that is the most important. Just keep moving.
I heard that, and I don't know if you about sweating. When you're sweating, you're releasing something in your body. What do you?
Of course. Well, and any toxins is released, through sweat. So most definitely getting that lymphatic system moving is so important. Our blood vessels, we have our heart that pumps everything, but our lymphatic system, our junk, we don't have anything that pumps that lymphatic system. So what makes it move and circulate and get rid of everything is movement, So exercise. And like I said again, and I'll say it again, because I love walking. To me, it is one of my favorite forms of exercise. And I've worked myself up to, and I'm very proud to say, but I walk daily at least anywhere between 5 to 7 kilometers.
That's great.
Yeah, but you know what? It took a while to get here. I conditioned myself, right? So it's not something that happens overnight, but it's definitely worth it, because it gives me more energy. It gives me, a sense of it clears my mind, so I get more focus. I get more concentration. It plays with my moods, right?
So I was just gonna say,
yes,
your mood must change, because I know mine does.
For sure. It just brings, coming back from my walk, I'm just so ready for the world. And
I tell
I'm
people,
happy.
Don't bother me. I just exercise, so I'm feeling happy. So if you're not in a good mood, I bounce it off. Leave me alone.
Exactly. It's those happy hormones, right, Angie? Those happy hormones, they're there. So those endorphins, we're good to go when we come back from our exercise, especially our exercise outside. Oh boy.
They could even go in the sauna, right? Could they go in the sauna and exercise and just sweat it out a little bit?
Yeah, well, they say sauna is very beneficial, to your health. So most definitely, and they have all kinds of different types of sauna. The infrared sauna, the one that the heat sauna. Oh, that one I just love.
I haven't used it.
You feel like you're sitting in the middle of a desert, but it's good. It's all good.
I think we have one at work. We're going to have to use it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's available to us, so we should be using it. I've learned so much in the past 30 minutes that I hope that we inspired and motivated other people that listen to us today. I thank you so much for this great segment on exercise, rest, and sleep. What's the next one, Cristina, for next week?
So next week, we are talking relationships.
Ooh.
That should be so interesting. I can't wait for that one as well.
I thank you. So any last words of wisdom, or can you repeat what you told us on our last one?
Well, listen,
or you have something
words of wisdom. Yeah, I mean, last words of wisdom. Start slow. Listen to your body, focus on what's right for you. And just go, just start. You can do it. Start slowly, get friends involved, reward yourself, all those little things we just said. And sure enough, next thing you know, it's going to be part of your daily, it's going to be part of your life, and you're just going to feel wonderful.
Thank you so much, Cristina. I appreciate your time, and I will speak to you next week on our next segment.
I can't wait.
Yay, relationships. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. You too. Bye.